Hello everyone, welcome back to MeriTech's YouTube channel. Nowadays solar energy systems are becoming increasingly popular as it can be an efficient way to store power and ensure you're never left in the dark when the power goes out, or is particularly valuable in saving the electricity cost. During peak load periods, these backup power solutions are becoming continuously important as home owners seek to reduce their reliance on the grid and take advantage of the many benefits of renewable energy. The installation of a solar system, comprising solar photovoltaic PV panels, inverters, and batteries is a great investment. Maintaining and extending the service life of a household solar battery system is crucial for ensuring its long-term performance and reliability. Then, in this video, we'll cover some tips on how to maintain and extend the life of the house solar battery systems. According to our case's experience, we found that some users lack of the properly operation because they are not familiar with the system. For example, some customers have provided feedback that upon returning from vacation, they found their batteries completely drained, which struck them as odd since they were not at home for a few days and the system wasn't working to power any loads. After we deeply investigated the situation, we figured out that the output between the battery and the inverter is not turned off when customers left home, and no need to use the system. Also, the system is not configured well the settings to provide timely charging to the battery, resulting in a phenomenon of battery depletion. Here are two scenarios to consider. If the inverter and battery are connected and the PV switch is turned on during daylight when solar energy is available, the battery can be timely charged to maintain its power. In such condition, there is no impact on the battery and the system. However, if there are consecutive days of cloudy or rainy weather without sufficient solar energy for charging, or if the PV switch is turned off and without enabling charging from the grid, the battery cannot be recharged in time, will lead to a phenomenon of battery depletion, because when the battery is connected to the inverter and the output breaker is not turned off, although it does not supply power to the electrical equipment at home, the battery will still continue to power the inverter. Just the consumed power is small. In addition, the battery itself also has cell discharge. Therefore, when the battery is not in use, it is advisable to shut down the system and battery. Furthermore, it's important to ensure that the battery retains some power. This is what we often recommend to customers. After a certain period of time, the battery must be recharged and maintained so as to actively inside electrolyte materials of battery cells. Regarding any alarm messages from the inverter, and promptly address any anomalies detected, for instance, abnormal output voltage or other fault status. Example, a user noticed an alarm from the inverter and upon inspection identified it as overheating due to a faulty fan. Timely replacement of the fan prevented further damage to the system. Another situation is that the inverter displayed DC low voltage. You should check if the battery is no power, timely charged by the solar or grid. In addition, keep an eye on the health of battery. The lithium battery with a BMS can also help monitor battery health by detecting changes in the battery's capacity fade or its ability to hold charge over time. This is like your regular checkup at the GP to make sure everything is running as it should. Often, a BMS can mean a display showing the charge capacity or percent capacity as a number. Some BMS systems can notify you if there is suddenly a sharp capacity drop, for example caused by surge damage. One factor that can impact the lifespan of a battery is temperature. Lithium batteries tend to perform poorly in extreme temperatures, particularly in cold environments. This is because the chemical reactions that take place within the battery are slowed down at low temperatures, affects the conductivity and material activity in the battery core, reducing the battery capacity, and the circuit board is prone to fogging and causing short circuits. On the other hand, high temperatures can also be detrimental to battery performance, as they can cause the electrolyte to evaporate and the electrodes to break down. It is important to store and use lithium batteries in a temperature controlled environment to ensure optimal performance and extend their lifespan. Thus, we suggest to take measures to protect the solar battery system from extreme weather conditions such as high winds, hail or extreme cold and high temperatures. The battery system avoid placing in direct sunlight or in areas with high humidity. It should ideally be installed indoors as much as possible. During installation, you can consider to install other ventilation systems around the battery system to prevent overheating. For effectively dissipate heat, can be equipped with air conditioning or a temperature-controlled cabinet, depending on the environmental temperature in different regions. To maintain the lithium batteries used at a certain temperature, currently we recommend 20 to 25 degrees Celsius. Warm up the battery before using them. The lower the temperature, the slower the lithium-ion migration speed, the more severe the battery polarization, and the greater the performance degradation of lithium-ion batteries. At the same time, charging at excessively low temperatures can also easily lead to lithium plating, affecting battery safety and causing significant damage to the battery. Therefore, it is important to avoid charging at low temperatures if it's in a low temperature environment. We also recommend clients to use battery with a heating function. The battery can be equipped with a heating film that can warm up the ambient temperature to normal temperature before operating charge or discharge the battery. Store the battery at room temperature to improve the performance and life cycle of your Li-ion batteries. Always store them at room temperature. By room temperature, we mean between 20 and 25 degrees C. The most critical thing that can occur to a lithium-ion battery is to charge it to the full extent or get subjected to raised temperatures. That mean avoid overcharging and undercharging of the battery. Overcharging and undercharging are two of the most common causes of battery failure. Overcharging can lead to excessive heat, while undercharging can cause suffocation, which can reduce the battery's capacity. To avoid these issues, make sure the battery is charged to the correct level and never let it run completely out of power to optimize their lifespan. So here are a few tips that we can suggest. Since charging and discharging the battery at a higher rate can increase the internal resistance and cause the electrodes to break down more quickly, it is important to set the battery parameters on the solar inverter at the recommended rate in order to extend its lifespan. Under the condition of satisfying the application working conditions, we can reduce the current rate of charging and discharging as much as possible. For example, a 48 voltage 100 lithium battery with a 100 BMS can allow for easy charging and discharging. However, if the configured inverter or load system requires the battery to provide power for an extended period, meaning the actual operating current is relatively small, then it can be used with a relative current setting, such as 1.2 to 1.5 C, that is 20 to 50 A. Another factor that can affect the lifespan of a solar battery is the depth of discharge (DOD). The DOD refers to the amount of a battery's capacity that is used up before it is recharged. Lithium batteries can typically withstand deeper depths of discharge than other types of batteries, but regularly discharging them to their full capacity can shorten their lifespan. To extend the lifespan of a solar lithium battery, it is recommended to limit the DOD to around 80 to 90 for lithium battery and 50% for lead-acid battery. However, there is a scenario where some customers insist on discharging the battery to 100% to meet their load requirements. Of course, lithium batteries can withstand 100% discharge without any adverse effects, as they do not suffer from memory effect. However, in the long run, discharging to only 80 to 90% SOC can prolong battery lifespan. Addition ally. If you indeed require more significant battery capacity to meet your household load and have surplus budget, you might consider adding battery modules to expand capacity, thereby reducing the depth of discharge of individual batteries. When configuring the inverter settings, please select both solar and grid charging modes. This allows the battery to be charged instantly, ensuring timely charging even on cloudy days when sunlight is insufficient. This helps prevent the battery from depleting and entering a dormant state or shutting down due to prolonged discharge. This kind of conditions will lead to battery damage over time. We hope this information is helpful for you. By following these guidelines and maintaining proper care of your solar system, you can extend their service life and maximize their performance over time. If you are looking for further communication on the solar energy solution, welcome to contact. We're ready to take your energy game to the next level.